Hatsu panted heavily. He tried several times to get up, but he just couldn't. He didn't have the strength. Hello? Is anybody there? Hatsu knew better. By now, Mio, Zev, and Akon were on their way home. Who knew where Oscar was? Adro was probably out looking for Oscar. And Nuha. Wait. She said Faisal was wrapping things up with Nuha. Is Nuha okay? But what am I supposed to do about it? Atsu closed his eyes. Suddenly a foggy memory returned to the surface. It was dark. Atsu's head was hurting. His leg was hurting. Was this a memory from the accident? He'd forgotten a lot from back then. Atsu! Stay with me! Stay awake! Remember what you always say! We don't... Atsu opened his eyes. Right. How could I forget? Atsu dug his fingertips into the dirt. He scrabbled at the ground with his hands and his good leg. We don't... He forced himself onto his knee. Atsu felt like he wanted to vomit. It hurt so bad. He almost fell over again. He grit his teeth. Don't stop! He pulled himself up the alleyway wall. He was finally on his feet. He panted heavily. Till its case closed! Atsu dragged himself along the wall. He got to the end of the alleyway. We don't stop till its case closed! He caught his breath. He was on his feet. Atsu, are you okay? Atsu turned to see Lagaya, Agatha, and Brick. Brick rushed over to Atsu and helped the boys stand. Nuri... No, it's not important. I need to get home. My cane. Agatha walked over and picked up the broken pieces. She held her hand over it and used her magic to mend it back together. What are you doing here? Hiawatha told us you all were in trouble. We wanted to see if we could help. Atsu smiled broadly. Yeah. Listen, I need to get back to the tower. Well, then let's get a move on. Agatha handed him his cane. Thanks. I don't know what I would have done without you. Well, that's a stupid thought. Huh? You're part of our community now. You're never without us. Meanwhile, in a crazed car. Listen, you kids, just say the word and I will drive you over to show and turn myself in for this. But Faisal swore he wasn't gonna hurt anybody. And if I don't do what he says, it's fine. We were wanting to see Nuha anyway. I suspect she's with Faisal, right? She is. I saw her before I left. Then it's okay to kidnap us. You kids are too understanding. Why does Faisal want us, though? It wasn't both of you. He just told me to pick up Mio. But I thought it'd be better to bring you both together. I guess because of... well... yeah, we should be prepared. He's clearly up to something. Is there any music I can put on for you to make this less stressful? Maybe some fast food we can get on the way? No, this is a great kidnapping, Lashandra. You're doing fine. One of the best I've ever been in, honestly. Well, gosh, thanks. I am pretty hungry. Okay, well, we'll stop for food. You can kidnap me anytime. A little while later on Drake Tower's roof, Atsu sat down beside Oscar with a weary sigh. I really did intend to run away. I went out the door and then I realized, where do I go? You have no idea what I've been through trying to find you. Sorry. I think Nuha's in danger. Really? Yeah, and Zev and Mio are gone. You're all I've got left. But what Zev said. When we were being held in the cells at Johnson's base, I was scared out of my mind. It seemed really different from previous run-ins with him. But there was this short guard. A real doofus, but he was funny. He talked to us, and that made things easier. You remember me? When the plane crashed, they found Zev and me a full mile away from the crash site. You carried us away from the wreckage, right? Well... it was my fault you were there in the first place. That's when you met Akon. And that's when Akon decided to send you here. Not to punish us, but because you saved us. Yeah, I was surprised when I met you here. You didn't remember me at all. Not that I made that much of an impression. You didn't even know the watch had a tracking device in it, did you? He said it was a gift. You've helped me more times than I can count. The rest is just... You're my best friend. I can't do this without you. Oscar hugged Atsu. Okay, jeez. Meanwhile at Craze, Lashandra, Mio, and Zev made their way into Faisal's office. Get out of here! Mio ran over to Nuha. Oh, are you okay? Zev knelt down and picked up torn papers. Record. Nuha nodded. Mio hugged Nuha tightly. Lashandra, leave. I don't think that's... Faisal flicked her wrist. Lashandra was sent flying backwards out the door, and the door slammed shut behind her, locking. How could you do this to Record? Here's the deal. I'll give you Nuha, and I'll give you this city. I'll cease all operation here, and return all my land holdings to the tribal council. In exchange, you do one thing. Faisal walked across the room and sat a torn page in front of Mio. Cast this spell. Mio, you can't. That spell will turn him into a full-blooded dragon. Yes, it will. And I'll be someone else's problem. I won't need to expose your true nature. It wouldn't be to my benefit. I won't need this city, and I certainly won't need some half-baked heir. It might honestly be our best option. Mio looked at Record. Faisal was dangerous. No matter what, she couldn't take any risk of her friends getting hurt any further than this. Mio picked up the dragon's tear, and without a word, she began to cast the spell. The tear began to glow brilliantly. Suddenly, Nuri's voice came from the hallway. Faisal, let me in. Faisal turned and looked confused. He opened the door. Nuri, aren't you supposed to be heading back to Johnson? Oh, is she? Suddenly, Nuri turned into Lashandra. From behind her, Atsu and Oscar dashed into the room. Faisal sent a blast of magic out to knock them away. However, only Lashandra and Atsu were pushed back. Oscar ran straight up and kicked Faisal in the face, sending him reeling. Zev took the chance. Return to origin! Zev's power unwound time in Record. He was suddenly restored to one piece. I don't know if this helps. I can't bring him back to life, but... Nuha took the book gingerly and clutched it tightly to her chest. Mio, stop the spell. I'm going to use the tear. It's too late. The magic is charged in the jewel. If anyone touches it now, they'll turn into a dragon and the tear will be used up. Oscar went flying across the room as Faisal turned towards Mio. Give me the tear, now! Mio faltered for a moment. Faisal used his magic to begin to drag the girl across the room. She used her incredible draconic strength to resist. However, before he could overpower her, Oscar grabbed the crystal. There was a flash of light and... nothing. Remember? Magic doesn't work on me. He tossed the jewel to Nuha. No! Nuha used the spell Record had given her for resurrecting her mother. She focused the magic on Record. Record began to float back up. The dragon's tear shattered. Oh, I'm alive! You absolute imbeciles! Do you have any idea what you've done? You have denied me immortality! I'll destroy you! I'll destroy this whole city! Suddenly a playing card flew into the room. It burned with magic before 9 swords materialized in the air around Faisal, forming a cage. You won't lay a finger on my kids. Akon! Faisal roared and lashed out. One of the 9 swords shattered. He's powerful. I can't hold him forever. You kids get out of here. If you can hold him for a little while longer, I can end this once and for all. Nuha, there's a spell inside of me. I'll show it to you. You have to cast it. It's extremely complex. You mustn't falter even for a moment. You silly old dictionary. When have I ever faltered? Nuha focused and began to work the incantation. It was impossibly complex, beyond anything she'd ever seen. The work of a genius. The work of her father. Suddenly, energy began to flow out of Faisal and to gather. It's your mother's tear, the one he stole from her. No, you can't do this, you can't! Faisal was born basically powerless. Your grandfather chose a bride who had very little to speak of in terms of Draken blood. It was a damn disgrace to our bloodline for him to choose her. How dare you speak of your mother like that? Only a dragon can turn a man into a dragon. Faisal could not drain your mother's power. He could only borrow it. That is why he must leave her alive. He needed Mio to make the transformation complete. You've ruined me. Grandfather was a noble man. You ruined his legacy by turning Craze into a company that harasses, steals, and terrifies. Then you stole his company from its rightful heir, my mother. You ruined yourself, you rotten, weak, pathetic worm. If you release Osmahon, I'll reveal Mio's identity. Your children will be terrorized until the ends of their days. Then do it! I'm not scared. The world isn't as cruel as it used to be, and I've got a lot of people around me. I'm not going to live in fear of you. You have repeatedly threatened my children right in front of me. I have, to this point, maintained my composure only because so far you haven't actually hurt any of my kids yet. He threw me across a room. Shut up, Oscar. But when you cross that line, I want you to remember what happened to the man who killed my wife, and make whatever choice you think is best, you ignominious little toad. With that, Faisal had nothing else to say. A little while later, they had made their way to the hospital. Nuha took her mother's tear and used Record to cast a spell to return it to her. With a flash of light, the tear was gone, and suddenly, Asmahan began to stir. Oh dear, It's Nuha, now. It's me. Nuha. I appear to have missed quite a lot, haven't I? Nuha hugged her mother tightly. Oh, you two. If you keep this up, my ink will start running. Meanwhile, back at the towers, Atsu sighed wearily, sitting down next to Zev. I can't believe we won. It looked a little scary there for a minute. I shouldn't have run off. When we needed you, there you were. That's the most important thing. We'll figure the rest out later. Still, I'm sorry for everything. Don't tell me, tell Oscar. Yeah, I'll talk to him. A few days passed before Asmahan was dismissed from the hospital. She told Sho everything about how Faisal had treated her. With that and Record's testimony, he had all he needed to finally put Faisal away for good. Once that was all settled, everyone gathered at Drake Towers to celebrate. I can't believe I've gotten my mother back, my dad's in jail, and I'm rich again, all in the same day. Lovely sentiment, darling, but we're flat broke. What? Your father has been basically just sort of scam-maxing the company for 8 years? Intimidating, extorting, bullying, thieving, and worse. Craze will be tied up in lawsuits for a decade. But that just doesn't seem very fair. Yes, well, sometimes you marry a man and he puts you in a fridge for a decade. Life's a bit of ups and downs, darling. Nuha looked at Eijiro. I know a place where we can stay. Eijiro smiled. We'd be glad to have you. Good! We can hole up, you can catch me up on the best movies, and I can learn more about Nuha, my daughter. Don't you have to, I don't know, deal with the fallout? I've missed 8 years of what now appears to be my daughter's life, and I'm pretty sure I'm legally dead right now. So, while they figure all that out, I think I'm overdue for a staycation with my baby girl. I guess we should leave you alone and spend what time we have left with Akon before he has to go. Actually, about that, I think I'm going to be staying in Haven City. Really? Whoa. You kids are growing up fast, and seeing you all work today was amazing. You kids aren't my sidekicks anymore, and you're not just kids anymore either. You're already becoming far more impressive than I ever was. And it would be my honor to be part of that. But the world, it needs you. I can still do advising on tough mysteries remotely, and from time to time I might have to go do some work, but I suspect the world will be okay until you're all ready to move out. And frankly, I wouldn't want to miss these next few years for anything. The world can wait a bit. Zev and Mio hugged Akon. Atsu hovered for a moment before joining the hug. Oscar watched nearby with mixed feelings. Suddenly he was pulled into a hug by Eijiro. Asmahan embraced her daughter. And for now, the family they had created, fought for, and protected was safe. Or so the story goes.